Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. So, good evening, afternoon. Today is March 8th, and I didn't do an episode Sunday. I was just tired, and like I always say, I want to put effort into my recording. So today, I have more energy to put into it. So I am gonna do this episode. So this week has been pretty decent for me. I've been just taking it easy, and I feel like that's just been needed. I need to just take it easy, rest, and go with the flow of how my life is going right now. So it's not easy for me because I'm used to always being busy and having some kind of plan and knowing what to do next, and I'm really in a space where I can't do much but just go with it. So I've been practicing self-care these past 2 days, which has been great. But I wanted to do an episode. I want to stay consistent. And this episode, I'm not sure, because it's all in the same topic as far as what's going to be called. I want to say new beginnings, but I'm not sure. So I have 3 excerpts that I want to read that I saw that I want to talk about, dissect, because I felt like they were interesting and could be helpful to someone. I know it's helpful to me, so at this time. But other than that, I would say it's March. It's a new month. So that's kind of fitting as well. New beginnings. We just had a full moon yesterday. So I think that was in Virgo. I'm a Virgo. And I believe that's about letting go of control of things and releasing the past, past grudges or anything like that, or just mistakes, and trying to look to a new beginning, a new future. So hopefully you had a good new moon and you manifested for yourself, and that you get the things that you want. So this first excerpt is from the Instagram page is Diamond Words, Diamond with 2 eyes. I'll post it on Instagram on the page so you can see. So it's titled New Beginnings. It says, if I have learned anything this year, it's that I won't ever be ready for what life throws at me. I will never be adequately prepared. I won't have the right words when it counts for something. I won't know the right answer when fate itself is staring me down. I've learned I can go on waiting for something, sustained by hope and nothing more. Or I can put it to one side and shrug my shoulders. Bravely accept the fact that I can't keep my heart safe any more than I can stop love from taking everything from me. I've learned to stop saying yes when I don't mean it. To live as authentically as I know how to. Allow the tips of my fingers to skirt the darkness as long as I remember to keep my eyes fixed on the light. And as one door opens and another closes, I will move forward with the knowledge that unlike so many others, I have another year ahead of me. Another shot at making it all the way around the sun, and a chance to get it right this time around. So before I go to the next one, I feel like this one was pretty straightforward, but a reminder that, like what it says, you woke up, another day. So it's for a reason. And a lot of the times when one door closes, another few open, and we have to learn to not stay at the door that's closed. And we have to be able to just roll with whatever life throws at us. We're never going to be fully prepared for the things that happen in your life. All you can do is just stay faithful in yourself and in your future and your goals. And like it says, no matter what darkness is there, stay focused on the light. Definitely. Also, I think what just similar to what this is talking about, but also to go back to the new moon, it's about setting boundaries. And so when it says here, I've learned to stop saying yes when I don't mean it, to live as authentically as I know how, that's a part of it too. Just like a new beginning, this new moon, and not only just manifesting, but learning to say no and to set boundaries and honor and respect those boundaries for yourself, and not spreading yourself too thin. Making sure, I feel like this year, I don't know if I've said that already, but it's really about looking out for you, right? And not worrying about how your choices are going to impact other people. You have to do what's best for you. A lot of the times people, whether consciously or subconsciously, do things that work for them. And if you are a, empathic person, you tend to be somewhat of a people pleaser, or you try to do things. We tend to think like people are going to do things the way that we do, right? And they think the way that we do, and they just don't. And it doesn't mean that you have to turn into someone that you aren't and be cold-hearted or anything like that. You just have to be aware of the fact that people do think like that and move accordingly. And you still should focus on being you, but always growing into a better version of yourself, right? So like it says, I've learned I can go on waiting for something, sustained by hope and nothing more, or I can put it to one side and shrug my shoulders. So you gotta make choices in life, and when things aren't going the way we want, you can stay hopeful and faithful and still keep going, or you can just shrug it to the side and think that it's gonna go away, but it usually doesn't, right? So we just have to be brave and accept the fact that you can't, like it says, you can't keep your heart safe anymore than I can stop love from taking everything from me. So when we try to keep things safe, right, and you try to protect your heart, because usually when we try to protect our heart, it's because we've had our heart broken before. And yes, heartbreak can definitely change you, but you don't want it to change you for the worse. You want it to change you for the better. And so that comes with maturity, because I've been in that space where, on both ends, where have my heart broken and I became, kind of cold to other people. And then with healing, I was able to learn that you can't take on that type of behavior. You will never get what you really want that way. So I guess what I'm trying to say with that is, you have to be smarter. You have to make smarter choices. And sometimes what I'm learning this year is that, like, a lot of the times when you have to make smarter choices and you look out for yourself, you typically will go through a phase of loneliness and solidarity. And you're not necessarily lonely, because you used to have God there with you, but physically you might just be by yourself, right? And in those times, it's a time to really just take it slow and be open to whatever it is that is trying to come into your life, and allow yourself to cleanse yourself of any bad habits, bad thoughts, and bad feelings, so that you can accept a new beginning with somewhat of a clean slate. It doesn't mean you forget what happened to you. It's just mean you take only the lessons with you, and not the feelings that came from the things that happened. You have to stay focused on the light. And to stay focused on the light and attract the light, you have to be light. And so to be light, meaning that you aren't carrying around the darkness, and you aren't carrying regret with you, and you try to look at things in a positive way and bring positive energy within yourself into the situation so that you can attract the right things for yourself. So I really liked that excerpt, right? It's called New Beginnings, and I think it's very fitting for me, at least for right now. And it's also just highlighting that you have to be thankful for where you are right now, and that you are still here and you get a chance to have a new beginning. There are a lot of people who didn't get a chance to have that. So just being thankful and allow yourself to be, just be. So now the next one, the first one was New Beginnings. Now this one is called In Between. In between where you are and where you want to be, there is endless, boundless peace. There is an opportunity to be still as you find yourself in the gap between the past and the future, knowing that this is the space where you were called to come alive. And it's okay if you feel uncertain here. You don't have to have it all figured out. You are free to take this moment by moment and see the wholeness of it all. Some things will be difficult, some things will be easier, some things will make sense, while other things leave you with questions. But altogether, these mountains and valleys create a landscape where somehow, through it all, everything finds its place. I love that one. A lot of the times, the in-between is where you can find peace, but it's a place where you can torture yourself. A lot of times when we're in the in-between, we are looking for a way out rather than just paying attention to why we're here. I think that it's important to realize that when you're in the in-between, you have to give yourself recognition that you're not stuck, you're not done, and you still have your future ahead of you, and you can attain your dreams, right? I think that if you were still in the past, then that will be something to be upset about. But to be in the in-between, it's like you're about to go into what you want. So at this time, I feel like it's similar to what I say about the dressing room. It's a time to just get prepared, to kind of check in with yourself and see where you are, where you've come from, and still keep your eyes focused on the light of where you want to be. And enjoy the peace. Man, I'm in the in-between right now, and I've been at peace. You know, there have been times when I will catch myself in a little bit of like, okay, like, what am I doing kind of thing, but that only lasts for like really quickly, because I'm able to just be like, nah, like I'm chilling right now, like I'm really just enjoying the peace that I have. And it's peace mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, just all around, and just being thankful, right? And also getting excited about what's on the other side, what's coming next. And it is definitely a time where you can feel uncertain, but I think that we have to, again, remember that that's your ego talking. Your soul knows exactly what's going on. Your soul knows exactly where you need to be and when it's time to move. So just trust your soul, trust yourself, trust everything that is going to come together. Everything eventually finds its place. Because even like when you're in the in-between and you're stressing and you're freaking out and you're making yourself anxious, you're still going to get to the next place. It's just, unfortunately for you, if you stay in that mindset, in that aura, you don't allow yourself to rest. You don't allow yourself to be at peace. And so you're entering into that next phase in that state. And so you're not even potentially going to understand or realize when you've reached the next phase, but also it's going to take you time to calm down to actually enjoy it. And before you get to the next kind of time when you're back into this in-between. So it's a time to really just go with it and rest and listen to your body, right? That's what I've been doing. Listening to my body, just resting. It doesn't even have to be sleep. It's just about like meditating or just taking my time. And really enjoying myself and enjoying what it is right now. And so it's definitely a time to really reflect. It's a time to, again, stay hopeful for your future, and but also remember where you've come from, and be happy. Be happy that you're in this space. Be happy that you still have time ahead of you to accomplish the things that you want. And it's difficult and it's unsettling at times, because I think that happens because society makes you feel like as you get older, you're supposed to have things figured out. And when you don't, when it looks like you're not all together, then you can be potentially judged as not having it together and not really worth it, or not being a real adult. I've even been in that space where I've done that to other people. Maybe not like treated them badly, but like thought of it like, you don't even have your stuff together, and sometimes it's like, yeah, that person really doesn't have their stuff together, right? But we have to check in and remember that like everyone's path is different and everyone's timeline is different, and what you view as together might not be viewed as together to somebody else, right? So it's better to just focus on your own path and your own timeline and your own race, because that's what's most important. And realizing that no matter what it's looking like today, everything is going to fall into the place that it needs to be. So just keeping that in mind when you're in the in-between. Don't allow yourself to stress out. Allow yourself to just be in it and trust. That's the most time, I feel like, to me, that's the time when you show the most amount of faith and the most amount of trust in your future and yourself and your higher self and God, because you more than likely, like, that's how I am right now. You're in a space where you don't even have any control, right? I was in the past, I would say like last month, where I was trying to like, not necessarily, I don't know, I guess kind of be in control in the sense of let me do as much as I can to try to fix the situation. And then you get to a place where you're like, based on the results, I'm kind of more and more surrendering, more and more, and letting things be, and just seeing what is it going to look like. I have the faith and the knowledge that things always end up working out for me anyway. So being in the space now, in the in-between, it's definitely more peaceful, more calming, and it's just exciting to see like what is it going to look like next. And also just it's the peace and just being like, yo, this is my time to rest. Like, this is my time to be at peace and allow myself to shed the things that from the past, so that I can enter the future with a clean slate and being open to whatever that looks like. So that's just that. And then the last one, it says, it's again from the same place. This is all from Diamond Words page. It says, maybe the hardest season of life teach you a different version of happiness. Maybe in those seasons, the things you live for, the things you value most, seem so small in comparison to what you were filling your soul with in the past. Seem so quiet in contrast. Maybe it is within those moments that your eyes are opened, that you learn how to find joy and peace and safety in that which you didn't even notice before. Maybe in the seasons of life where your heart aches or loss has built a home within you, happiness changes. Maybe it becomes your morning cup of coffee, sitting and drinking it as the sun rises and the world wakes up around you. Maybe happiness becomes the way the light plays with the trees in your favorite park. Maybe it is the way the sky looks at your favorite time of night. The way the moon fills the air with an energy you can feel in your bones when you really sit with yourself and let your solitude wash over you. Maybe in the messiest moments of life, happiness is your mother's voice. Maybe it is the beauty you feel when you see your friends' faces, when you hug them for 20 minutes straight, when you sit with them in silence and feel so understood and seen in all that you are. I love that. So yeah, I think for me, I like how it says the hardest seasons teach you to find different versions of happiness. I think that when we're in a great season, we tend to focus on the things that we want, that we think that we want are going to make us better, feel happy, right? So it could be a raise, right? Money. And so when you're in that space where you're like, oh, I got my money and stuff, I'm good. Like that's a version of happiness. But then when you don't have that and you don't know where your next, check is coming from or something like that, and those moments, I feel like the version of happiness comes when someone unexpectedly pays your way, or you get an unexpected check, right? Or you learn to, figure it out a different way. Maybe you don't go out to eat as much, or maybe you learn to cook and to grocery shop a little bit better for yourself, to just do things in a different way, if that makes sense. But then also how it's like you find happiness in the little things, or in the things that you typically don't crave when you're in a better space mentally, right? Like I would say the example of how it says, maybe in the messiest moments of life, happiness is your mother's voice. Now, to me, that's like, all right, when you're doing good, like, yeah, you might still want to talk to your mom, but you also might be focused on other things, like, oh, I'm going out, or I'm going on vacation, or I'm trying to, be with friends, or whatever the case may be. But when you're down, right, or things aren't going right, or things are messy in your life in whatever form that may be, though, that's the test of time right there. To me, that's when you really see, like, who, especially if you've told people, like, all right, you consider someone your friend, and you tell some family members or whatever what's going on within your life, and those people don't check in, but the ones who do, that's when you not only realize who's really there for you, but also that's when you find a little bit of happiness, like it's saying your mom's voice. Like if you told your mom what's going on in your life and she reaches out to you to see how you're doing, like that, to me, I would say that would be something that would make me very happy. And it's a little moment that can spark your faith, right? And spark your hope that things are going to get better, right? Because it seems like our parents know what to say to us when things are not great, when things are messy, and especially your moms just know when things are not right with you, and they can say things or do things to help you feel better without you even have to really tell them. And I think that's kind of like what it's saying, like a little happiness moment. But also it's like your friends too, right? Like your good friends, they know when you're off, and maybe they're just like, oh, let's take you out to eat or something like that. Just do little things that can make you feel better and make you feel seen. I think that when a lot of times when we're in the hardest seasons of life, we want to be seen, and we want to feel heard. And it's not always like, oh, I'm going through something. You don't want to feel like you have to broadcast. You want to feel like you've been in tune with yourself enough and with other people where they can pick up on it, and they're going to say something to try to bring you some happiness, or try to get you out of the rut, or whatever it is, or the mess, right? And so, yeah, I think that really what this whole thing is just trying to appreciate and find the happiness even in the mess. Even in the midst of the mess, there's something to be happy about. Even in the midst of the mess, there's something to be grateful for. Even in the midst of the mess, there's something to be cherished and grateful for and be happy about. So, within those seasons, whatever season you're in, it's important to always try to find the happiness in it, and then the peace. And then what else does it say? The last part says, maybe it is within those moments that your eyes are opened, that you learn how to find joy and peace and safety in that which you didn't even notice before. So I think that, again, it's just like a lot of the times we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, and when things are up, you're up, and you're just like, oh, everything is great, and you don't maybe not pay attention to the little things of that can be happiness too. And I think that when we're at our lowest or our messy states, that's when it's easier to find happiness in little things or in everything. It's just like those who are not as well off as others, they find happiness and they're grateful for things way more probably than people who have more than them. So no matter what state you're in, you should always try to find happiness and be grateful for the things in your life and that you have, right? Because nothing is promised, and it's important to always, again, try to find the light in yourself and in the situation and in others and go towards that. So I hope this was helpful, and I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to call it. I guess new beginnings, maybe new beginnings. But yeah, whether you're in the new beginning stage, the in-between, or just at the messy moment of life, just know that it's all for a purpose and it's all going to come together. And wherever stage you are in, just be in that stage. Don't worry about or think about the next one. Don't worry about or think about the one that you just got out of. And don't worry or think about whether you're going to get out of the stage that you're in. You will. You don't have that much control, and you can never mess up what's for you, and you can never mess up God's plans. He already knows what you're going to do today, tomorrow, next week, next year, and years to come, and he already knew that this was all going to happen. So just roll with it and be open to whatever comes about from it. And in the meantime, try to find your peace, find your joy, find your happiness, and be in tune with you and check in with you, right? I think a lot of time, I know for me, but I'm in this space like where I'm just like unsure of what's happening and things seem to be falling apart. It's always really falling together, but also I find myself not really even checking in with myself. I'm more so trying to fix myself and fix the things that are going on that are external, rather than taking that time to fix internally whatever is going on, whether that be sadness, confusion, anger, or frustration, or a combination of all of those things. This is a time to really tune into yourself and give yourself a hug and be there for yourself. I think that a lot of the times when we're in these spaces, it is a time for us to tap into our higher self. And it's a time for us to check in with ourselves and be there for you, right? Because you're externally going through this, but subconsciously you're going through whatever it is too. And your subconscious will appreciate you taking the time to check in and see how you are doing within you and how you can make you feel better. Whether that be through external activities or mental or spiritual, emotional activities like meditation or just self-care or whatever it is that you do to make yourself feel better, tap in and check in with you to make sure that you are good with you. And so, yeah, other than that, I am going to be starting doing something. I will post it on my story and probably on my page, but I will begin doing promo for businesses, whether that be small or large, local or wherever, within the podcast. So if you are interested in being a part of that, where I can do promo for your business, please DM me. I'm definitely willing to, and I want to start doing that. So I know a few people whose businesses that I thought of that I would like to do promo for, but I'm definitely open to anyone's business and would love to do that for people. So let's connect and work together on that. But in the meantime, if you want to, check out my website where I have merchandise, which includes hoodies and t-shirts. And you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Black Hippie Lounge. So Other than that, I'm Chanel, I'm your host. And as always, meditate, manifest, invest in you. And don't forget to check in with you and make sure that you are good. And take care of you.